wonderful people. I hope this finds you all well. It's so lovely once again to share a moment or two with you all, and I felt really inspired to share a medicine story with you today. We hear Spirit say quite often, it's never by chance, it's by design. And I really do feel, I really do believe that so much of our lives is not some random moment or chance encounter or coincidence. When I look back over my life and I look at those poignant moments, those really huge, profound moments in time, those milestones, I look at them, and as I look back I can see that there has been a intervention. There's been a intervention that has played out, that none of it is by chance. It is all by design. I don't believe for one moment it's some random event or chance encounter or coincidence. In fact, I'm really sure that none of it is by chance. It's all by design. And when we kind of lean in and we kind of look at those poignant moments, there's also a kind of thread running through them all. There's like a theme that runs through our lives that in a way is steering and guiding and just percolating these streams and rivers that run through our lives that lead us to where we stand in this very moment, in this now moment. And this is something that we are going to be deeply exploring within our austerer earth journeys, rite and ritual. Now, I really, really do believe that we are born into this world, or the other way is that we didn't just come here with empty hands. We are born into these times, and etched into the soul is a blueprint, is a template, is a guidebook that actually there within inside us is a compass, is a wayfinder. You know, it is said that Freya, goddess Freya, sits at the weaving loom, weaving our fate into the web of weird. I just love that word, weird, as in W-Y-R-D, the web of weird, the web of life. Now, what a beautiful word that is, weird, W-Y-R-D. It's old Anglo-Saxon and Norse word for fates, okay, and the web of life. Brian Bates, author Brian Bates, has wrote a beautiful book. If you want to explore the concept of the web of weird, Brian Bates has wrote a really beautiful book, really, really worth exploring. And the thing is, when we kind of look at that, you know, that she's sitting there weaving her fates into the web of weird, you know, I really do believe, especially in these times, that we are born into these times, and etched into the soul, etched onto the soul is a template, is a blueprint, is that we don't come here empty-handed. We come here with a guidebook, that we come here with a wayfinder, we come here with a compass. And even the hardest and darkest of times hold the spark of monumental transformation and growth. It's normally those hardest of times that alchemize that, and that's really kind of what we are collectively living through right now. And we are being alchemized through those experiences, you know. And I've often said that within this heart of mine, are stories, tender, raw, powerful stories of heartbreak, of overcoming, of joy, the best and worst days of my life. Yet they are all stories of hope and becoming. You know, it's like, you know, when we arrive at that point, when we look over our shoulder and we say to ourselves, would we change any of it? And I can honestly say with my hand on my heart that I don't believe that I would change any of it now. Yet at the time, some of those real huge experiences, huge events, that you would give anything for it to be different. But as we move through it and we begin to compost and we begin to alchemize those experiences, and we begin to take and extract the gold from them, and that we become, we emerge, and we unravel who we really truly are, that we see that there has been this unseen guiding hand, this internal wayfinder, this template blueprint, this guidebook that is etched into the soul. And as I say, this is something that we're going to be deeply exploring in our austerer earth journey. You know, we don't come here empty-handed. We come with an inner guidebook. And I really do feel that in the times that we're living in, that there are the oldest amongst us for good reason. The oldest of souls are here within these times for good reason. And if you think about what the innate and what spirit have been saying for some time, that this is not a time of learning, or this is a time beyond learning, which is how they put it. I just felt that in that moment, that this is a time that is beyond learning. It is a time of remembrance, that all that wisdom and knowledge, all that template, all that blueprint, all that guidebook is etched into the soul, that we, the oldest of souls, are amongst us within these times for good reason. As the innate says, we're not here to fear these times, we're here to shape them. And we hold those stories etched into the soul. That wisdom is there, and it's something that we are going to explore. We're going to take a shamanic drum journey, and we're going to spiral into the center. We're going to spiral inwards, and we're going to touch, and we're going to pick up the key to unlock that remembrance, that wisdom, that knowledge, that experience that is etched in there. And then within that drum journey, we're going to meet that, and then we're going to spiral back, and then we're going to move into the outer world, which is the awakening of spring after the dreaming of winter. So, medicine stories, medicine stories, medicine stories. This tattoo, you see this? Beautiful. Now, this wasn't sitting on my hand a week ago. You've probably noticed it whilst I've been speaking. I know I have. This sits on my right hand, and it is the Nordic Compass. So there's a theme here within our conversation, a theme here within our medicine story. It is known as the Nordic Compass, known as the Wayfinder. Now, many winters back, when I discovered our heritage and our ancestry and those Nordic, Faroese, Sami roots moving into Scotland and across to Ireland, so Nordic, Sami, Faroese, Scottish, Irish roots, I come across this ancient symbol. And I was absolutely mesmerised by it, and feeling into the heart of it, and feeling into the heart of its story. As I glanced down and looked at my right hand, I could see it there, and I simply said to myself, one day. I just knew and felt that one day it would sit on my right hand. And that one day came to pass, and beautifully so. You know, and it was almost like a daydream, you know. It was in a daydream, and in that daydream I kind of glanced and I saw it there on my right hand. It's like what a dear friend of mine often says, that are we becoming what we dream? Are we becoming what we dream? Are we becoming who we dream and what we dream? You know, and not long after seeing that symbol for the first time, the Wayfinder, I was gifted this beautiful, some of you would have seen this, beautiful bloat bowl. This beautiful, beautiful bloat bowl. Bloat is an offering bowl, so it's an offering bowl, and it's one what we use within our earth journeys, within our rituals and ceremonies, where we will give an offering, a libation, normally of something that has been handcrafted, like a wine or a mead that has been handcrafted, so that, you know, we are a part of that, and then we kind of offer it up to the land, to the earth, as an offering. And I was gifted this beautiful bloat bowl, and there's runes, a little bit hard, the light is really in change today, sun then dark clouds. That's that expansion and contraction that we were talking about last week. Runes around it, and then in the middle there, etched, is the Wayfinder. And I was gifted this, and the intention was that our kin, clan, our tribe and community that we work with are always able to find their way. Simple, yet so, you know, such beautiful magic right there. And now it's sitting on my right hand. It holds intentional magic, for it is the hand that I lead with. And as I gently steer and guide our clan, may I always do so with heart and with the hand of spirit. May I be guided by their hand, and in turn guiding those that I are deeply honoured and privileged and humbled to guide, nourish, nurture and serve. And for me, this holds such intentional magic. May Freya and Odin guide us always. Tattoos of this ilk are such ancient magic, and I was so blessed to have such a rooted and tender medicine sister craft and weave this into my hand alongside that beautiful serpent that has another medicine story that I will share in weeks to come, alongside a sun and a moon symbol. Right? It'll be hard to see that. The sun, all on my right hand, all intentional. And Hayley wove this with such tenderness and goodness, and there I was sitting there alongside my soul brother Matt from Golden Glow Healing, and it felt as if we had done it all before, as if we'd done it all before. And those of you may remember I'd mentioned Hayley's work before. She is the wonderful, beautiful person that wove the Divine Arts Tarot, and alongside that she crafts and weaves the most beautiful tattoos, and as I say, it felt as if we'd done it all before. You know, without a doubt, she's an art witch, and a medicine sister from the old world. You know, which is what we're saying, is that, you know, I really do believe that the oldest of amongst us are here within these times for good reason. And some of these moments that we share, they last a lifetime for good reason, because then they're just gently etched onto the soul for remembrance. And it's almost like I look at that and I think that that's been on my hand before. I really do feel that that has been on my hand before. There we are. Hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you can take some value and goodness off of that. As always, it is such a heartfelt pleasure to share some time with you all and take a journey. And until next time, remember that there within inside you is etched a guidebook. There's a template, there's a blueprint. There is a wayfinder and compass in there that is nourishing, nurturing, aligning you along these trackways of life. Until next time, keep shining and sending you all so much love.